What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. And it's been a while since I've talked about the Jussie. Jussie. How long is he going to hold on to this charade about being attacked by two white Trump supporters with masks on who yelled out, "This is MAGA country," and called them some racial slurs in the dead of winter? I guess their hatred overrode their sense of awareness of how cold it was. Their racism made them take a random chance to go out in the middle of the night in search of perhaps a gay black man just randomly walking around. And they say, you know, it's not guaranteed for us to run into a gay black man. But hey, it's worth a try at 2 in the morning in 50 below weather. Let's get some bleach. Let's get what we find now to be like a clothing line rope. Because, you know, I don't know about you, but it's pretty hard to hang somebody with that type of rope. Usually they're pretty thick, but I'm just saying, you know, maybe it was just for like visual effect or impact. You know, there's like, you know what? Long as it's a rope of any sort, it doesn't matter. We want to put that rope around his neck and let him know we mean business, right? And to really show him that we mean business, we're going to lightly beat his butt, maybe put a little scratch under his eye and puff his lip up a bit. And we like dark meat, you know, because all racists like to bite their victims, right? Yeah, it's two of us. We are not trying to get him off of us because apparently we have the advantage. It's two racists that was able to somehow put a rope around this man's neck. But Jussie said he was fighting. He was fighting back with his sandwich in his hand and his cell phone. You know, now I'm thinking if I'm his manager and I heard him on the cell phone getting attacked by these white mega, you know, supporters, you would have heard like, boop, 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 you know, or the phone would be like, boop, 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 boop. What were you fighting with, Jussie? Where'd the sandwich go? How'd you maintain the cell phone? And then my second question is this. Why are you talking on the cell phone in 50 below weather? I mean, did you got headsets on? Did those get knocked off while you were fighting? Did you have your hand up to your ear? Why couldn't you wait a second to get to the crib and say, I'll call my manager when it's a bit warmer? But apparently he decided, you know what would be a great time to talk to my manager? 2 in the morning in the freezing cold for whatever reason. I don't even know why you'd need to talk to your manager that late, but hey, who knows? So you're walking in the cold and these guys come out of nowhere, apparently attack Jussie, and it got real ugly. Then he goes and do a concert a couple of days later and he's up there giving his testimony about his traumatic experience and how he fought back, which is amazing to me. He was like the drunken monkey, you know, managed to hold the sandwich in the cell phone. Yeah, took a bite probably in the midst of it. Hello. Yeah, he was all over the place. The drunken monkey style. Didn't drop a crumb and didn't drop the cell phone. Now, I know how important cell phones are. People, you know, they love their cell phones more than their kids almost. It's like, yo, if I drop my cell phone or leave it at home on the way to work, I will be late. I'll stop and turn back. So a lot of times people will protect the cell phone like it's a baby or something. But the sandwich, I don't understand. But anyway, needless to say, these racist white Trump supporters allegedly attacked this man in the dead of night in the cold and threw bleach on him, which from what I hear, the results came back, it's not bleached. But I think you would have been able to tell that anyway if the clothes were not bleached. They should have at least been discolorated. I know I had a nice pair of khakis one time and I happened to be cleaning up a little bit around my, you know, my dog's area, bleaching. Just a couple spots fell on my pants and they were white in about 3 minutes. But maybe this is some new type of bleach that doesn't bleach your clothes, turn it different colors. So we don't want to get into facts and details like that, okay? We just want to get emotional and take his opinion and his statement for, you know, for law, for fact. Oh, yeah, you got jumped by some rich white, you know. But anyway, so nonetheless, so they take this rope and gently lay it over his neck and just maybe give him a couple of, you know, some slaps. Because I'm thinking, if I'm going to go to prison for a hate crime, it's going to look like a hate crime. I mean, you're going to be doing the interview with, you ain't even going to be able to see. You're going to have sunglasses on, eyes shut completely, one bottom lip hanging down, no teeth, it's going to look like you done been through some things. It's going to look like you straight up got ran over on the freeway. Foo-foo. You know, I mean, if you're going to do the time, you might as well go ahead and put the effort in. Like, you know what? I'm going to earn this. I'm going to make sure that I put my foot in this man's butt real bad so that if I do go to jail, people would say, well, he got all he can get out of that butt whooping. He told him up. That looked like a hate crime. This one looked like he might have got smacked a little bit. Somebody didn't really want to hurt him too badly. But what's strange about that is why would they bite him? And why would he leave that out at first? And it came out later on that he was bitten. I mean, is that something that people during hate crimes usually do? Either. I'm just thinking out loud. If you have to bite somebody, usually it's because you are in a vulnerable situation and feel like they're about to kill me. And the best thing I can get hold to right now is this piece of meat on their ribs, on their arm, shoulder, hand, whatever. And you bite them. Okay. So I don't think that these two men were in that position because Jussie, from what I hear, didn't ever drop the sandwich or the cell phone. Secondly, if that was a love bite by somebody, perhaps, maybe it's, you know what, just gently, but oh, it's a little too hard. You left a mark. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking out loud. But what really gets me is the video footage of the two men turned out to be homeless men, not white MAGA hat wearing Trump supporters. No, it's not them. So it's homeless men. So we're back to square one. Nothing. So then the question becomes, how long is Jussie going to hang on to this story? Is he going to go down with the ship? Or, is he going to finally start walking it back? And my thought is this. If the man knew that this stuff was not true, did he not think this through? Whoever even told him perhaps, and this is, I'm just thinking, I'm deducing. So don't say, well, you know what? We don't know yet. We don't. But I'm thinking this, and I'm going to the Colombo again with the eye. I'm thinking if I got into a little spat in an environment or doing something that might be looked at as a little risque, okay, a great way to spin that and make it turn out to be something positive for me is give it a cause. Give it a meaning where people will, have sympathy on you and support you. Maybe your record sales will just skyrocket, your ratings. Maybe you become a national spokesman for gay rights and racism and all that stuff. And not to mention, you did say some pretty hurtful things about Donald Trump. I read some of those tweets. So it would be great to pick an obvious enemy, a convenient enemy, to say, you know what, let's just dump it all on this person and see what we can get out of this. But apparently he hasn't been watching Forensic Files or any of those TV shows where they have cameras everywhere. And when the FBI gets involved, because you should have known that, hey, I'm a famous black gay man who claims it's a hate crime done by Trump supporters, which right now it's so polarized, they're going to commit all their resources into finding out who it is. So it's not going to be an old school, look like we got all the facts here, Johnson. Let's get out of here. Let's clean it up. Case solved. Sorry, buddy. We'll get back to you in a couple months if we hear anything. See, that's the average guy. But when you're famous and it gets national attention, they're like, we might need some help down here. So going to be some rioting. The news is going to be down here. Can we get the feds in? And when they come in and start looking and doing all types of cross-analyzing and you know what? Where was that phone? We're tracking your phone. Shows you didn't go where you said you was going at the time. And you know what? Now you got to start going under the collar like, I didn't expect this to get that far out of control. I just wanted some sympathy cards, make a couple appearances on The View, talk about racism and sexism and homophobia and things like that. That's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking it was going to really get serious and make me have to admit whether this really happened or not. So now, Jussie is still claiming to hang on to this story. But if there's ever a time where you want to start giving them the slip and start sliding off, if you're guilty of a crime or something like that or you're lying, you know what? If this is a great time to just go ahead and get citizenship in another country. I'm just saying, I would be like, the heat's coming down on me. I'd be like Robert De Niro, never get attached to anything that you cannot walk away from in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat coming around the corner. So now I would just be like, yo, the heat's coming, Jussie. Can I get citizenship in Africa somewhere? Get me out of here. Because when it all comes out, it's going to be bad. And I hope that they dropped the hammer on him, because these are the type of false reports that reiterate and emphasize so many divisions in our country. You know, racism, of course, homophobia. I don't think anybody is walking around afraid of the homosexual community. And I know there's racism that exists, but to the degree that they're trying to make it seem like it's just confined and isolated to Trump supporters. And they're doing that for political reasons, and it's destroying the country. So for people to try to capitalize on this and push this narrative, shame on them. And I hope they be rewarded with some serious consequences. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. That's the latest, and unless something changed, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, find me every Wednesday, 7:30 live in Kevin's Corner. Check me out on YouTube live and on my live radio blog talk show. Don't forget to check out Extreme Tees. The link is in the bottom of this video. You'll love their clothing. Click on the link, put my name in the promo code, and you'll get a 20% discount. Then also don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, notification button. And if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, there's a link in the bottom to do that as well. And find me on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll see you next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless.